I seem to have some time on my hands. Without Lady Whistledown to keep me occupied, I thought you might offer me some stimulating conversation.
Bridgerton Season 2 Behind the Scenes. Did you know that Hillary Clinton loves Bridgerton? Only one of the 82 million viewers that made this show Netflix's biggest sell for a hot second. Well, Bridgerton has returned with Season 2 this year, and there's a lot of behind the scenes catching up to do. Join us in this video as we talk about everything that you won't get to see on the Bridgerton Season 2 screen, from Newton's never-ending antics to the multiple wardrobe mishaps. Let's get started.
I suppose that means they are cutting me out.
No, we're not cutting out.
The behind-the-scenes photos. How can we talk about anything about Bridgerton Season 2 before we talk about those behind-the-scenes photos from the cast's Instagrams? We have glimpses of Kate and Anthony learning their dance and eating baked goods together. We have the cast finishing up a late-night shoot, or in all yellow, or going fencing together. And for some reason, we also have Prudence in many layers. Phoebe, dressed in a dusty pink floral dress, also made her 2.7 million Instagram followers an exclusive glimpse of the Bridgerton cast and crew too. Her collection of photos included the Bridgerton family huddled up together at church, the busy film crew, and Golda taking a break and chilling in a corner with a fan. We even get to see the Daphne and Duke of Hastings baby, looking adorable in a bonnet and gown. If all of that wasn't enough, Chris Van Dusen, the creator of the show, displayed the dreamy Bridgerton family drawing room on his Instagram not so long ago. But the fans are loving the full view. Grand piano at the center, surrounded by the fanciest bridge tables and armchairs we have ever seen. The season was edited in a basement. Did you know that the second season of Bridgerton was edited in the creator's basement? Chris Van Dusen, the creator of Bridgerton, said the majority of the show had to be edited virtually. So instead of working out of a fancy studio and spending hundreds of thousands more, they put the show together in his basement. If that wasn't DIY enough for you, in order to make sure that the orchestrated pop songs used in the series would resonate perfectly well with the audience, even the very young ones, Chris had his two 18-month-olds listen to the soundtrack, and if they started dancing to the song, they'd keep it. Newton's on-set antics were never-ending. Believe it or not, the beloved Newton was a handful on set. According to the director, Newton struggled a bit taking direction. Not because he was camera shy, but because he kept getting distracted by pebbles. He kept breaking out of character and eating pebbles off the ground. You'd think this would be an isolated incident, but no. Newton ate so many pebbles he passed out and had to be taken to the nearest vet for an emergency stomach pumping. Apart from that, they had to add some growls and barks in the post with ADR because Newton was always so happy that he wouldn't growl at anybody. Jonathan Bailey had a soft spot for him and said that he'd always bring pebbles and sausages when he'd go to visit Newton in his trailer. Speaking of Johnny, awkward wardrobe malfunction. Jonathan Bailey had an awkward wardrobe malfunction on set. In one of the scenes where he was sparring, Bailey had to deal with the dewy morning and wearing plimsolls. Once he got calibrated into the extremely tight outfit, the director called action and the filming started. Bailey made one lunge move and immediately his suit tore from the crotch up. He just screamed, "This is embarrassing," and ran off set. And really, what else would he do? Bridgerton Season 2 is celebrating South Asia culture. Episode 6 starts with the Sharma women dressed to the nines for a wedding ceremony with the Bollywood song playing in the background. A song that's sung in South Asia like it's from the Mean Girls movie. No wonder it brought tears to Charitra's eyes when she first heard about the scene. She texted Chris right away and said it was an amazing experience as a child of an immigrant to see my two worlds coming together. Aw, now you're gonna make us shed a tear. Apparently, corsets are tremendously hard to wear. Simone Ashley said that on her first day, she thought she'd come in energized and on a full stomach, since she had the role of the leading lady. So she had a massive portion of salmon, and that's when she found out she was gonna have to wear the corset on set. It took the makeup and wardrobe team 1 whole hour to put the corset on because she was so bloated. Within minutes of having the corset on, Ashley got sick and threw up. She said that day she realized that when you wear a corset, you just don't eat. Again, this wasn't an isolated incident. While filming another shot, she tore the shoulder as well. Now, you'd think that one corset is bad enough, right? Nope. Golda Rochevelle had to wear 2 corsets at once. Don't ask us how that works exactly, but what we can tell you is that she's mentioned often that she has to train regularly and keep herself well hydrated during filming to pull off the double corseted look. Shooting with COVID restrictions. The creator Chris Van Dusen and the cast knew that the audience wouldn't give them a pass for ignoring COVID restrictions, and they didn't want them to. So, in a lot of the scenes, they had to improvise, and some scenes even took days of replanning and shooting to get right. In those scenes with the large ballrooms where it looks like 300 to 400 people are dancing, it's actually just 30 to 40 actors, who are separated from each other by the required distance. The rest of the characters are all filled in with the use of practical effects and clever CGI work. The Pall Mall scene was partially improvised. It's a pretty well-known fact that the Bridgerton scripts were set in stone, to the point where Polly, the actress playing Portia, has said, "You're not allowed to change an it or but or anything." So when we caught wind of the Pall Mall scene being improvised by the actors, we were pretty off guard. So we did a little digging, and as it turns out, Chris, the creator, directed it to happen. In his words, the Pall Mall scene was simply too iconic. Everyone was pumped up and emotionally charged. There was a lot of verbal and physical sparring going on, so the camera crew just set it all up and let everyone do their thing. Sounds like utter chaos, but seems to have worked out pretty well. Let's talk about Easter eggs. Now, it's canon that the creators left the Bridgerton Season 2 jam-packed with Easter eggs for Bridgerton and period piece romance fans alike. First of all, Anthony coming out of the water in a white t-shirt was very Mr. Darcy of him, when the Bridgerton creators intended for the scene to be a nod to the 1995 Pride and Prejudice. There were a couple of fencing scenes in Bridgerton that were quite a bit similar to Mr. Darcy fencing scenes as well, so the Pride and Prejudice influence is obvious. Less obvious is the parallel running riffs on Jane Austen's classics. The Sharma sisters' father dies, leaving the elder sister to find a match for her younger sister while she herself represses her own character. Sounds familiar? It's the same dynamic that the sisters in Jane Austen's Sense and Sensibility have. And wait, how can you have a period piece romance without Shakespeare, am I right? And so, in classic fashion, we have the occasional Shakespearean nods and a wedding scene adapted from Much Ado About Nothing. Building out the world of Bridgerton. The creator Chris Van Dusen felt it was important to build out the world of Bridgerton by showing it in more detailed sequences and shots. He also said that not sticking to the books vehemently is something that helped them color in the world of Season 2 even better. Van Dusen captured the love felt by the Bridgerton family, but didn't want to only focus on one single family. He wanted the series to be about a society and an entire world, and that's why new characters like Will and Alice Mondrich and Queen Charlotte were created. That was all in an attempt to expand the world. And that's a wrap on the behind the scenes of Bridgerton Season 2. What do you think about the cast and their on-set dynamics? Did you learn something new about your favorite cast member? Let us know in the comments down below. Make sure to like the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. See you in the next video.